Hello and welcome to Therapy Book Thursday. My name is Kayla and I just love reading some books that have a little bit of therapy involved. And what I mean by that is that these can just help you to use different skills and learn different ways of helping yourself, of feeling better, of helping your children. So if you are someone who is watching this with one child or a group of children, I hope you enjoy this book. Today we're going to talk about imagination. So this is a kid's book about imagination. This is written and illustrated by LeVar Burton. Now, if you are a parent or an educator, there is a little message on the inside right here. I'm not going to read that today, but basically, we just want to encourage all the adults in the room to help all the children in the room to be able to use their imaginations now so that they can hone that imagination skill as they get older and they never lose that, because if we don't use it, sometimes it's hard to get that back. So I want you to try really hard to use your imagination while we read this book today. I love superheroes. How about you? The reason I love superheroes is because they have the power to change the world and make it a better place. But I've learned that you don't have to be a superhero to change the world. In fact, I believe every human being has a superpower. Imagination. I know this because I've been to the future and I've been to the past. Just ask your grown-up. They might know what I'm talking about. I've lived countless lives through my many roles as an actor. I've been enslaved on a plantation in Georgia in the 1860s. That's from the show Roots. I've explored the galaxy in a starship with an intrepid crew. Intrepid means to be bold, brave, and adventurous. And I've read stories to millions of children all over the world. That was called Reading Rainbow. I watched that when I was a kid. All because of my imagination. My name is LeVar, and I'm an actor, writer, director, podcaster, and most importantly, a storyteller. And everywhere I go, I ask one question using two of the most powerful words in the world. What if? Asking what if is all about possibility. What if frogs could fly? What if homework was optional? What if I could love and accept myself just the way I am? When I ask what if, I use my superpower, imagination. Imagination is the power to dream up the world the way you'd like it to be. Thinking up not just what is, but what could be. I didn't find this superpower on my own. My mother, Irma Jean, was an avid reader. She introduced me to the world of books. Like this one. In books, I found companionship, adventure, magic, and inspiration. Even though they are just filled with words and sometimes pictures, books are also full of entire universes. They helped me see the world as a place where I belonged. They made me they made me more empowered. They made me more courageous. They also made me feel less alone. Imagine all that just from books. But that's how imagination works. Imagination is a tool for change. Imagination is the machine we use to invent. Imagination is our creativity in action. We can imagine ourselves in the past, present, and future, and no other species on Earth can do that. Now, you might think you aren't any good at using your imagination. But one of the best things about our imagination is that we are using it all the time, even if we aren't aware of it. Have you ever thought about what or who you might be when you grow up? Have you ever watched TV and pretended you were one of the characters? Have you ever considered how things might have gone had you made a different decision about something? You have? Well, then you've used your imagination. Now, here's the important part. Imagination is a muscle, right? Like in your arm, muscles. While we're all born with it, did you know you can strengthen it? Flex your imagination by exploring. Think up bigger and brighter futures. Be curious about everything. Don't accept things as they are. Think of how they could be. Tell stories how you wish to tell them, not simply the way they have been told to you. Think of the possibilities when asking, what if? Imagination is so important. Everything made by people is the product of imagination. Every great movement started with someone using their imagination. Every great invention is created by someone using their imagination. And every great problem is solved by someone using their imagination. When we don't use our imagination, we actually limit the possibilities that exist in our world. So now it's your turn. Yes, you, the kid reading this book with me. Your imagination is more powerful than you think. You are powerful. So use your superpower and imagine, what if? What if you lived in a world that was fair for everyone? What if prejudice or racism didn't exist? What if everyone you cared about felt safe and loved? What if every kid felt like they belonged? What if everyone everywhere had what they needed to survive? What if the future holds something incredible for you? Just imagine, what if? Thank you for joining me today. I hope you are inspired to use your imagination. Let's just think for a minute. What are some ways that we can use our imaginations today? Maybe you have some Lego at home and you want to build something and it feels a little hard to just make something without having directions. That's okay. It often feels hard not knowing. And that's where creativity comes from too. And invention. Lego are good for inventions. Or playing outside in the dirt with some sticks and some rocks. There's all kinds of things you can make with your imagination. Or picking up a book. Maybe you've heard of another book, The Book with No Pictures. You have to imagine what pictures might show up on the book. Or you have to imagine how you might say the words. I could have read this book and said the words differently than you would. That's okay. We can find imagination in the things we draw, in the things we make. Maybe it's dinner. Maybe you make something a little different than usual. That's okay. That's using our imagination. I want you to try to use your imagination today and every day. We got to strengthen that imagination muscle, just like the author said, so that you can get better and better and better and better at it as you get older. Thank you so much for joining me and reading this book with me today. You can find all of these books on my Amazon list, your local libraries, or local bookshops, and I will see you again next week for Therapy Book Thursday. Have a wonderful rest of your week.